Imagine opening your front door to a smug HOA president demanding to inspect your private pool. Phone in hand. Ready to call the cops on you in your own home. Now picture her face when the tables turn. And her empire of petty rules crumbles under the weight of her own lies. Oh. The sweet, twisted irony. The sun beat down on Elmwood Drive. That picture-perfect suburban slice of America where every lawn looked like it was trimmed with a laser and every mailbox screamed conformity. Alex Thompson had moved into his late grandparents' house 6 months ago. Chasing that elusive dream of quiet domestic bliss after a decade grinding away in corporate hell. The place was a time capsule, faded floral wallpaper. A creaky oak staircase. And out back, a sparkling pool that had hosted family barbecues for generations. But Elmwood wasn't just any neighborhood, it was ruled by the HOA. A self-appointed cabal of clipboard warriors enforcing community standards like they were divine edicts. Alex kept his head down at first, nodding politely at the welcome packet's endless list of absurd rules. No visible trash cans after 8 a.m. Fences exactly 5.5 feet tall. And God forbid your car had a bumper sticker that wasn't neutral. Whispers started soon after he settled in, neighbors murmuring about how Alex was antisocial, how he didn't fit the vibe. He heard it at the mailbox. Saw it in sidelong glances during evening walks. Probably one of those loners with something to hide, they'd say. Egged on by subtle nudges from the HOA newsletter. Alex bit his tongue. Observing quietly from his kitchen window. Cataloging every petty power play. He knew better than to react hot-headed. Patience was his weapon. Sharpened by years of dealing with office politics. But deep down, the rumors stung, like invisible barbs chipping away at his fresh start. One lazy Saturday, Alex lounged by the pool in swim trunks. A cold beer sweating in his hand. The water lapping gently like a promise of escape. The knock came sharp and insistent, shattering the calm. He padded to the door. Towel draped over his shoulders. And there she stood, Karen Whitaker. HOA President Extraordinaire. In her starched blouse and khakis. Clipboard clutched like a shield. Her smile was all teeth. No warmth. The kind that said, "I'm here to help, whether you like it or not." "Alex," she purred. Her voice dripping with faux concern. "We've had reports of potential safety issues with your pool. As per Section 4.2 of the bylaws. I need immediate access for a routine inspection." Alex leaned against the doorframe, eyeing her steadily. "Reports? From who? Karen? And since when does routine mean showing up unannounced on a weekend?" She straightened, her eyes narrowing just a fraction. "The community values safety above all. Alex. Think of the children. If you're not compliant, well, we have protocols." He chuckled softly. But there was steel in it. "Protocols? This is my backyard. Not a public park." "No thanks." Karen's smile faltered, replaced by that pinched look of someone used to getting her way. "Refusal isn't an option. I'll have to escalate." Before he could blink, she whipped out her phone, dialing with dramatic flair. "Yes. Officer. This is Karen Whitaker from Elmwood HOA. We have a non-compliant resident at 147 Elmwood Drive refusing a mandated inspection. Possible hazard to the neighborhood." Alex's pulse quickened. But he didn't flinch. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder. A ridiculous symphony to her petty symphony. As two cops pulled up, looking bemused, Karen gestured triumphantly. "See? Authority matters." The officers glanced between them, one sighing. "Ma'am, is this really an emergency?" Karen huffed. "It's about order." He could be hiding violations. Alex crossed his arms. Calm as ever. Officers. Check the bylaws yourselves. No warrant. No entry. The cops exchanged looks. Then waved her off. This is civil. Not criminal. Sort it out in court. Karen stormed away. Fuming. But Alex watched her go. Already plotting. The whispers intensified that week. Now he was hostile, a threat to property values. But Alex smiled inwardly, the mask was slipping. And he was just getting started. The next morning, Alex brewed his coffee strong. Staring at the stack of HOA letters piling up like unwanted junk mail. Fines for unsightly pool toys, a single flow a tie. Warnings about excessive water usage, as if droughts were his fault. It was laughable. In an infuriating way, the kind of bureaucratic nonsense that made you want to scream. But Alex channeled it into research. He dove into online forums, poring over HOA horror stories. Then requested public records from the county. What he found wasn't just overreach, it was a goldmine of grift. Karen's community events fund had ballooned, with receipts for lavish board retreats at spas, while potholes went unfixed and playgrounds rusted. Neighbors confided in hushed tones over fences. She fined me $500 for pink flowers, said they clashed with the neutral palette. Another, my fence was too rustic. Paid through the nose to replace it. Alex nodded, taking notes, his silence masking a brewing storm. Karen ramped up the pressure, cornering him at the grocery store with her entourage of yes women. Alex. Darling, she cooed. Loud enough for shoppers to hear. Rumors are flying about your unconventional lifestyle. We wouldn't want that affecting the whole street. Would we? He raised an eyebrow. Unconventional? Like enjoying my own pool without an audience? She bristled, her voice sharpening. It's about standards. You're bringing down values with your defiance. He leaned in, voice low and mocking. Or maybe you're scared folks will see how you standardize the dues into your vacation fund. Her eyes widened, but she recovered with a sniff. Slander. Expect more fines. Sure enough, the letters escalated, threats of liens, eviction notices for repeated noncompliance. Neighbors started avoiding him. Poisoned by her whispers, he's probably dealing drugs back there. Why else hide the pool? Alex laughed bitterly alone at night, the absurdity fueling him. He contacted a lawyer friend, Sarah, who specialized in property disputes. This is textbook abuse, she said over coffee. We'll hit back with audits. As Karen paraded at the monthly HOA meeting, preaching about unity through rules, Alex sat in the back, recording every hypocritical word. We must protect our pristine image, she declared, while her own yard sported unapproved solar lights. The irony burned. But Alex bided his time, gathering allies, one disgruntled neighbor at a time. The HOA's next move was pure theater, an emergency board vote to mandate pool inspections for all. But Alex knew it was targeted. Karen showed up again, this time with a hired inspector who looked more like a rent-a-thug. Open up, or we'll force entry under Bylaw 7.1, she barked from the gate. Alex filmed from his phone. Bylaw 7.1? That's for public nuisances. Karen. My pool's not leaking into your ego. The inspector shifted uncomfortably. Ma'am. He has rights. She whirled on him. Do your job. This is about safety. But the guy backed off, muttering about lawsuits. Enraged, Karen unleashed a torrent. Anonymous complaints flooded the county, claiming Alex's property was a blight, weeds, his wildflower garden. Noise, his radio on low. Fines hit $2,000. And she rallied a petition to protect the children from potential hazards. At a tense neighborhood barbecue she crashed. She cornered a group. Voice saccharine. Poor Alex. So isolated. Maybe if he followed rules, he'd fit in. One ally. Old Mr. Jenkins. Piped up. Fit in? Like paying for your charity galas that never happen? Karen's face twisted in fury. How dare you? This community thrives on my leadership. Alex. Overhearing. Stepped in coolly. Thrives? Or survives your shakedowns? She sputtered. You'll regret this rebellion. That night, vandals egged his car. Coincidence? Alex installed cameras, capturing shadowy figures suspiciously like Karen's cronies. Sarah the lawyer built the case, embezzlement proof from altered ledgers. Witness statements from ex-board members squeezed out for questioning funds. She's terrified of losing control, Sarah said. That's why the smears. Alex nodded. The droll humor hitting him, Karen. Queen of pettiness. Hoisted by her own ridiculous rules. He leaked snippets to a local blog. Watching the online Backlash brew. Karen doubled down. Suing for defamation, her court filing a masterpiece of hypocrisy, plaintiff seeks to uphold moral order. Alex's response? Countersue for harassment and fraud. The stage was set for explosion. The courtroom buzzed like a hornet's nest. Sunlight streaming through tall windows onto polished wood benches packed with Elmwood residents. Karen sat ramrod straight in a power suit. Her face a mask of righteous indignation. Flanked by her dwindling supporters. Alex. In a simple button-down. Felt the adrenaline surge but kept his poker face, years of quiet observation paying off. The judge. A no-nonsense woman with sharp eyes. Banged the gavel. Proceed. Sarah opened strong. Presenting forged financials, Exhibit A, HOA funds diverted to personal accounts. Signed off by Ms. Whitaker alone. Karen's lawyer objected. But the judge overruled. As emails flashed on screen, Karen instructing. Bury the discrepancies, it's for the greater good, gasps rippled through the crowd. Karen leaned to her attorney. Whispering furiously. Her cheeks flushing. This is fabricated, she burst out during cross-exam. Alex took the stand. Voice steady. She called cops on me for a private pool. Spread lies about my lifestyle to isolate me. All because I wouldn't bow. The jury leaned in as Sarah grilled Karen, Ms. Whitaker. Explain this $5,000 consulting fee to your sister's company. Karen stammered. It was essential for community aesthetics. Laughter erupted, suppressed giggles at her absurdity. Aesthetics? Like your unapproved gazebo? Sarah shot back. Projecting photos. Karen's eyes bulged. Her composure cracking. That's different. I'm the enforcer. A former board member. Trembling but resolute. Testified, she threatened my job if I didn't sign off on the fakes. Karen shot daggers. But the dam broke, more witnesses piled on. Exposing her favors for compliant neighbors. You ruled like a dictator, one said. Fining us for breathing wrong while lining your pockets. Karen exploded, ungrateful. I kept this neighborhood pristine. But her voice wavered. Sweat beading. Her self-assured smirk twisting into panic. The judge's questions hammered home, Ms. Whitaker. Your bylaws don't grant entry rights, why the police? For order, she yelped. But it rang hollow. A pathetic echo. As closing arguments wrapped. Alex locked eyes with her, her face a storm of shock and rage. realizing her empire was dust. The verdict came swift, guilty of fraud and abuse. HOA dissolved. Restitution ordered. Cheers erupted, Karen slumped. Defeated. Her mask shattered and glorious. Humiliating freefall. In the weeks that followed, Elmwood transformed from a rule-choked prison to a breathing neighborhood. New leaders emerged, folks like Mr. Jenkins. Focused on actual improvements, not power trips. Alex's pool became a symbol of freedom, neighbors dropped by for casual swims. Sharing laughs over Karen's downfall. She slunk away. Fined heavily. Her prestige reduced to yard sale scraps. Alex sat by the water one evening. The sunset painting ripples gold. Finally at peace. But the scars lingered, the smears. The stress, reminding him how fragile community could be under tyrants like her. Yet, the wind tasted sweet. A dark chuckle at fate's twist, the queen of pettiness dethroned by her own game. Was Karen truly the villain? Or just a product of a system that rewards control freaks? Drop your thoughts, right or wrong. And why?